Hi there. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Shelly and I am a scrapbooker. And today we are going to work on a single page layout using the On the Bright Side, one of the new collections for this year for creative memories. And we're going to be scrapbooking these two photos of my niece and nephew. They were at summer camp and riding a zip line, and they have somebody who is one of the counselors there who takes really good photos and sends them home. So I have these two photos here. I actually they're already matted actually because I tried to scrapbook these the other day and I got about halfway into the layout and just absolutely hated it and I couldn't keep going. So um, when I saw this collection, I thought, you know what? This might be the perfect um, color collection and everything to go with these photos because the one that I was trying to use just was not working. So on the Bright Side collection is just that. It's very bright and happy and colorful. Let's see here. Just some really beautiful papers. I'm not always good with these kinds of papers because they don't obviously like matchy-matchy with each other, and I tend to matchy-matchy when I scrapbook, and I'm fine with that. I mean, everybody has their own preferences, but so I don't always like see the papers and I like the papers. Look at that. But I don't always necessarily know exactly how to put them together and figure it out. But it's not the easiest for me. This is the main designer paper pack, and then there is also a coordinating tone on tone paper pack that just has some same bright colors, but a little bit more subtle of um, patterns so that you can use these super bright ones and then have some papers to go with them. So there's just some, but it's all very bright. It's by Amy Tangerine. It's funny because some people are like, who is Amy Tangerine? I've never heard of Amy Tangerine. And then other people are like, oh, I've been following Amy Tangerine for 20 years. But she did a collaboration with Creative Memories this year. There's an album kit that has this same collection in it, and then these two paper packs. And there is a sticker sheet and embellishment pack. And I don't have the matte pack for some reason. I guess I didn't. It came with a project playbook, but for some reason I did not get the matte pack or I misplaced it. Um, So today, the papers that I narrowed it down to when I was trying to decide what papers to use were these. I don't know that I will use all of them, but these were the ones that were my first choices. And this paper, obviously, because it matches so well with their shirts, but I don't know if I'm going to put the photos directly on it. So I wanted something in between the two. And I did want something like I didn't want green because again, it would be so, the green is nice, but it is, you know, these two are so similar to each other, and then these are so similar to each other. And I didn't really want to do like a a big pink piece, because of their hats, which is kind of a corally color. But I did like the idea of something a little bit natural because of all of the trees. So I thought that maybe I would do a strip of this wood grain that, short, not all the way to the bottom, that kind of separated the photos from the teal color, but, gave you that natural feel. And then maybe another strip of the pink along the top and the bottom or something. I looked at the pink. I also looked at this darker teal, which I did like as well, but I think I like the pink better. It's just a nod to the helmet color, but not like full on, girly girly. And not that pink has to be girly, but um, not too in your face pink. I didn't want to go in your face pink. I wanted to stick with the highlight being this uh, teal color. I did, however, really like this rainbow stripe piece, and I didn't want to overuse it because it's busy. It's beautiful, but it's busy. But I thought maybe some kind of a strip or something. So I'm going to start by cutting my papers down to fit the ideas that we have just discussed. So I'll be right back with my papers cut down. Okay, so I've cut down my wood grain paper and two 1-inch strips of the pink as a bit of a separator between the wood grain and the teal. When I go to attach these papers permanently, I will cut off a strip of the teal and not waste the paper that is in the back there because, we want to be able to use as much as we can, not go overboard, as much as we can. I did choose to hide the knot that's on this paper underneath my nephew here because I think over here it would have kind of drawn too much attention that I didn't want. And then I did cut a strip of this paper and I'm thinking I might put it here. Just like a fun little highlight to bring in all of the fun colors. Tuck it a little bit underneath this photo. Now, if you are one of those people who like to do a banner strip. I don't do the little banner strip pieces very often, but you could do that on here, or you could make it a little bit shorter on the top and the bottom so it doesn't touch all the way, but I think I like for it to touch all the way. And I think that is what I want to do for the page layout. I really like that. So let's look at the embellishment options that we have. Now, the sticker sheet for this one is a little bit different. The stickers on this are clear and they're beautiful. I really like them. But depending on where you want to stick it, a clear sticker can be a little bit difficult to use because, whatever's going on behind the paper is going to be showing up on the sticker. So probably I'm not going to, well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure why they're curling up either. Now, I already dumped out the On the Bright Side embellishment pack into this little bowl. There are a couple of larger pieces that wouldn't fit in the bowl, so there's a photo frame. And then there's lots of journaling spots in irregular shapes and, paint splatters and splashes. And Amy likes to use her handwriting a lot. And so that is all included in here and in the album kit as well. There is a separate pack of, if you wanted to use this as like your yearly kit, there is a separate pack of months of the year in her handwriting that you can get. I did not get that because I already have another collection that has my months of the year, I think twice. The Your Own Way collection I have that has those, so I didn't get them again for this. But there's also in the back of this they're like enamel stickers, a little bit puffy, and there are dots, and then these are like fake washi strips, but they're enamel, so they're three-dimensional a little bit and shiny. So those are attached to the package. And then in here are the different options for embellishments. So there are like paint splatters, there are words, some words and paint splatters, there's some florals, some labels, lots of journaling spots, a couple arrows, just some, just some decorative pieces. Like here is a kind of torn paper journaling spot. another journaling spot, a little tiny piece of paper, just some, some decorative pieces to layer and tuck behind each other. And then there are a couple of tags. I think there are 3 tags. I like me some tags. Another arrow. Adventure. Adventure is the word that I think that I want to use for this. There is another one that I like. There's a couple clouds, some more journaling spots, rainbow. Here's some more. It's like a combo of the paint splatter and the irregularly shaped spot, a little starburst. This is the other one that I like. Play and explore. Family on the bright side, and then memories. I'm leaning towards adventure, but I'm gonna keep play and explore kind of up here on the back burner because I really do like that as my choice for a kind of a title. I'm not going to use these words here. Don't know about florals. I really like this guy because it's like a layered piece without having to build the layer yourself. I don't know if I would use it as my journaling spot or not, but I could go here. I don't want my little title to be there. Life is better with you. I don't know if they would say that about each other. I do like this, but I would want it over here. I don't want both of these things over here. Gonna do the wood grain on the wood grain. Tags, though. I love me some tags. I don't know if I'll use these tags or just use be inspired by these tags and make my own so I don't use up these tags. I'm not sure. I do like a tag though. I want something here to go with the adventure. I don't really have a lot to say, so I might be able to write my words there as like a journaling spot. This is also a cloud that has kind of a different look to it. It might blend in too much. I'll set it here. Where did the other little arrow go? There was an arrow. Not this arrow, but it was green. I like this, but he blends into too much again. Adventure. See, that it just disappears because the picture is so green. Hmm. I do like it. I do like it. Play and explore. I don't think so. I could use flowers instead of the clouds. I like the flowers. But put my journaling here. Is this just pointless? Could I put something on it? Words. Memories. That's kind of cute. Add even more layers to this layered piece. Well, it's done now. Hmm. Now I can get it off. Okay, I did not like that. So I very carefully removed it. I like this guy, but could do another flower and leave it off. Just wish these weren't clear. I like that. Just like it's coming together far too easily. It's making me nervous. I really like how this has turned out. I think I'm going to go ahead and attach everything down. I'm going to pause the camera because I'm going to have to dismantle everything so I can cut down this piece of paper. So I'm going to cut this piece of paper down to probably 2.5 inches, and the same up here, 2.5 inches, and then assemble my background piece back into 12 by 12 piece, and then layer everything on top. We will obviously I will put my normal lines, do something to finish my tags. I may trim the bottom of these off because there's good stuff at the bottom and it's not going to be included in this layout, so it might be able to be used on a different layout. So we'll probably trim like this rainbow bit off the top, off the bottom, and this little bit that says noted because I like these tags, but I don't want to waste that part that's not being seen when I could use it somewhere else. So I'll be back in just a minute. Okay, so I have attached everything down in its place. I did gut out the middle of that piece of paper. Look how pretty that is. Don't you hate it when something pretty is on the back of your layout? That would be a pretty layout in itself. But I taped everything down. I wrote just my little bit of journaling, nothing earth shattering, just PK and Weiler riding the zip line at summer camp. I did cut the bottom of these tags off so that I could use them on something else as I discussed. And now I'm wondering if I need to use some of these little enamel dots that they gave us on here as some finishing touches. I'd like something over here, so maybe I'll put a couple of these here. They do only have the two sizes, so I'm going to use one big, whoops, come here, don't stick. One big and two small. I like to do like a little oddly shaped triangle of, larger and smaller pieces. So I do like that. We need some down here, maybe. I tuck one under the edge there. And then I only will have two here because I don't want to use this other really big one. But that's 5. That's still an odd number. Things just work better in odd numbers, so I think that will work. Could this be done already? This may be the shortest video I've ever recorded in my entire life, and that is not an exaggeration. But I think it's cute. I think it came out better than I expected it to be in such a short amount of time. I really like the different papers and how well they combine together. The colors go well together. I'm not usually really good with like bright, vibrant colors. I like a little bit more of a neutrally color. I like, colors, but kind of the toned down versions usually. But I really like this. I like how it turned out, and they're so cute. So I guess that's today's layout. Thank you so much for watching. And I was excited. I hit 150 subscribers. I know that's not very many in the grand scheme of things, but it's exciting for me since I'm just starting out. I may have 159 the last time I looked, maybe 160, but I appreciate you who have subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would do so. I mean, if you like what, we're doing here, of course. Um, if you would give me a thumbs up, that really helps because it lets YouTube know that they should recommend my videos to other people who like scrapbooking videos or creative memory videos. If you like this collection and would like to purchase it, it is still available at Creative Memories. I have a link to my Creative Memories shop in the description box below. If you do not already have an advisor, I would love it if you shopped through me. I am going to be doing some giveaways in the future. I just haven't figured out what yet, but maybe to celebrate some milestones in my subscriber counts. I'm not sure, but I am going to be doing some fun giveaways. So look forward to that. And I think we're done for the day. So I will see you next Thursday. And until then, have a good week. Bye bye.